So welcome to Satsang. Namaste. And so, why does he call me a wandering monk? You could say I've kind of renounced, in a way, I don't really have my own home. And usually, at least outside of COVID, I'm traveling about and sharing this energy with different churches and yoga studios, healing centers, even people's homes. Whoever likes to connect with the Holy Spirit, I'm there. And I take great delight in sharing these gatherings, which is why I was so happy that Reverend Mike invited me again after I think about 3 years the last time I came. So the real purpose of these gatherings is to connect with the underlying energy of satsang. Satsang is a Sanskrit word. Sat means truth, sang means gathering. So gathering in truth. And so the real teachings are not really the words or the information, but rather a deeper presence. And so I encourage you to set your intention now to feel the presence as deeply as you can during this hour or so. That intention is a link. Intention is a prayer. It's a link. So whatever you focus on and you intend, it's like you're sending that to the universe, saying, I definitely want this. This is exciting. Now, I don't know what will happen with you when you do connect into the energy, but there are all kinds of experiences that people have reported back and said, oh, that was lovely. Experiences could be a sort of buoyant meditation. For instance, it wouldn't matter. You could sit on that floor for hours and just completely plugged into the energy. You wouldn't even notice your body. Like that would be a good example of a real attunement to the energy. Other ways, it could feel like you feel just a warm, buoyant heart presence. That would be kind of another experience. Some people have reported back to me a sort of like visions. Sometimes we were to do like a third eye meditation. They might see like colors there or something. And for myself, you could say I often feel a sort of joy and almost to the point of like an ecstasy. So that oftentimes is my experience, not always, but so each person has their own experience. And so that's what's made it delightful to come. And so I wanted to introduce tonight the energy of Ganesh, and you know Ganesh. Yeah. And the reason, there's a very deep reason for this, since we're approaching the New Year's, that people have goals in mind for 2022. Like, let's get out of our house and go to the church. That's a goal every Sunday. Maybe that's a goal. But whatever goal that is, there is an energy of Ganesh, at least in the Vedic or the ancient Indian tradition. The god Ganesh, he's got the elephant head, and he is considered as the remover of obstacles. So whatever goal that you want, before you sort of state that goal, you ask Ganesh to help you to remove any blocks or energies to achieving that goal. And blocks oftentimes are psychological blocks, emotional blocks. Psychological would be, I can't do it, it's too hard, it's too much work, I don't have any skills, those sort of like feelings of self-doubt. So the spiritual energy of Ganesh helps to clear those things out so that the goal that you want more naturally flows throughout 2021 and doesn't seem to be like you're hitting your head on the wall or something to try to get at that goal. So Ganesh makes it easy to achieve the goal. That's why he's so popular in India. That's why you see him in front of a temple in India, usually, as the first deity. So you ask that Ganesh, please help me to remove any obstacles so that when I go in to this temple, that I can feel the presence of God here, which is whatever particular deity that temple represents. So Ganesh is first. So let's consider that tonight we will call forth the great remover of obstacles, that spiritual energy to help you achieve your particular goals that you want for 2022. So right now we're going to contemplate, what is it that I want for 2022? I'm going to narrow it down a little bit. Spiritually, what do I want? So spiritually, it may be more deep peace in times of stress, It might be just loving relationships, just love. Experience more love and affection. It might be just genuine happiness where you find yourself laughing more, as an example. This is kind of a funny sideline, but there was this one gathering where afterwards I take little clips of my gatherings and I post them on the internet just for fun so people can kind of look at them. In this one, I talked about the Smurfs. They're enlightened beings. I don't know if you guys remember the generation of Smurfs. But anytime I want to uplift my spirits, I'll go back to that Smurf video and I'll watch it. And I'll just sit there and laugh. It's only like a minute or 2 minutes long. So, how do you, that might be one of your goals, more joy, more laughter. Whatever it is that you feel genuinely you want, that maybe in 2021 you're missing or you just didn't feel like you had enough of. So this 2022, have in mind, and you can make it just very simple, not this sort of long extended goal of how to get there, etc. Just something simple, like I just want to lead a more joyous life, something like that. And then, after that, we'll sit with that goal just for a moment to sort of absorb into it and then connect with Ganesh through mantra, through a song that will be invoking the energy of removing obstacles to make that goal empowered for 2022. So right now, in your mind, you can, and actually, just for fun, if you want to state it aloud, you can, because the more kind of serious you are about that goal, and even if you're online, you can even type it through. What is it that you want? You can state it aloud, or you can type it in line, whatever you feel moves you, and then we'll move forward from there. for removing obstacles. You may have to practice a little bit, is Gaye Ganapati Jagavandana, which is, in a sense, a mantra that says, yay for Ganesh, the remover of obstacles. Most mantras, by the way, are like that. They're sort of glorifying the particular deity. The deity is the symbol of that infinite energy of the universe. That's an important thing, by the way, to understand. The deity may have a face or a personification, but it represents a godlike energy, an infinite energy. So when you say the mantra, Gaye Ganapati Jagavandana, you are invoking Ganesh to be here with you, to help you remove the blocks and obstacles to achieving this spiritual goal. With that intention in mind, you can sing with me as you get the tune in the mantra. Jagavandana, Gaye Ganapati, Jagavandana, Gaye Ganapati, Jagavandana, Gaye Ganapati, Jagavandana. Jagavandana, Gaye Ganapati, 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 Jagavandana. Jagavandhana Gaye Ganapati 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 Jagavandhana. And then now imagine that energy of Ganesh as light arises in your root chakra, the very bottom of your spine. Imagine the light glowing there. Clearing and activating the root chakra, which is your connection to earth, representing your ability to do things in the world. And then that light moves up the spine into the sacral chakra, the sacrum area. Filling it with light and clearing, activating that energy center. And then the light moves up the spine further into the navel chakra, the navel area, clearing that energy center with this pure light and activating it. The light moves up the spine and into the heart chakra, filling it with light. Clearing and activating. And then the light moves up the spine into the throat chakra, filling it with light, purifying that energy center. And activating it. The light moves upwards into the third eye between the eyebrows at the pineal gland. Purifying that energy center and activating the third eye. And then the light moves up into the crown chakra at the top of the head. Fills the crown chakra with light. Awakening the crown. And when that chakra is opened, that is how we see. The halo found in saints. You can imagine a halo around your head. Just imagine that that light spreads into the air, filling the room, the church, into the sky, across the city, the light spreading more and more across the state, expanding through the country, across the oceans, across the world. And then the light spreads infinitely through space. Through the galaxy. through the universe. Until there is only one infinite light. One infinite being. You are that. And so the purpose of satsang is to realize, to directly experience your infinite self. The one reality that you are. That is the purpose. And then hopefully that will stick. So then the body could walk around and do its daily duties. But you are infinite. One could say that that is a definition of a true saint, is one who has that realization. Where the saint's body is walking around, but the consciousness of the saint is everywhere and everything. So there was once this woman, I think it was in India, walking through a market, and a thief attacked her and stole her purse, started running away. And, she kind of just stood there and watched, and someone came up to her and said, "Look, that thief just stole your purse. Aren't you going to do something? Chase after her, yell, chase after the person, do something." And she simply said, where can he go? He is in me. I am everywhere. Where can he go? How can he escape me? Right? That's a realization of a saint. When they know their infinite being. There's nothing to chase. I am that. I am that. That's a mantra. In Sanskrit, soham, I am that. And once one knows that truth, what else is there to achieve? I am everything. Everything is me. Did you ever read the Bhagavad-Gita?
I've tried.
Yeah, so in the Bhagavad-Gita, Krishna speaks in that way. Krishna is an avatar, a being who knows infinite consciousness. And so he speaks like that. He says, I am the planets, I am the sun, I am the stars, I am the universe, I am the galaxy. And the person he's actually talking to is Arjuna, who represents the individual soul, the one who's ignorant, who doesn't know infinite consciousness, and therefore he suffers. And that's why Arjuna didn't want to fight this war that was about to happen, because he was upset, you could say. So then Krishna gives him 40 minutes of spiritual teachings on the battlefield.
In the chariot.
In the chariot, right? And of course Krishna is completely relaxed because it's all him. And that's literally how he talks to Arjuna in that way. It's a completely different perspective shift. It's a different being. There's no comparison, actually, between a human being and a divine being. That's why they talk so differently. So then, Arjuna doesn't quite appreciate who Krishna is, kind of still treats him like his friend, the two-legged person. Two-legged, usually it's two legs. So then Krishna, okay, let me show you my cosmic form. So then the cosmic form of Krishna is revealed to Arjuna on the battlefield. And you can imagine, before Arjuna's eyes is revealed all the planets, all the stars, all the solar systems, all the galaxies, all universes, all time, all space, including time itself. And then he even saw all the warriors, the millions of warriors in that battle, diving into the jaws of time, which is Krishna. And it was so stunning, magnificent, and blinding that Arjuna says, "Oh Lord, I can't handle the truth." You know that movie? Was it Top Gun? Where he says, "You can't handle the truth." Few good men. Something with Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
So
I am that.
so then this Arjuna closes his eyes and say, "Please go back to being just my friend. I don't want to see your universal form." They call it Virat, the cosmic form, at least in Sanskrit. So then Krishna withdraws that form and goes back to being his friend, because a human cannot handle the truth. Even in simple circumstances, if you ask someone, a coworker or something, "Tell me what you really think of me," right? And then they told you, you probably would have really hurt feelings, because we can't handle the truth, right? We don't want to hear what people really think of us. I mean, that would cause a lot of turmoil. We would rather not know the truth. I mean, that's a very simple example. But this is talking about revealing the cosmic form, including time. Because God isn't just life, it's death also. It's destruction. It's the atomic bomb. Oppenheimer said when the bomb was released on Japan, he said, "What have I done? I have released the call, which represents the god of destruction. What have I done?" Right? That too is God. Interesting, isn't it? Because we have such a dualistic perspective of good and bad. That's how the mind works, doesn't it? What is good and what's bad, and then we go towards what we feel is good and we stay away from what is bad. And that's the difference between a human mind and a sage. The sage sees no good and bad because everything is just the one. An enormous difference. So then, how do we get out of the suffering? Because that's what suffering is. It's duality. Me and God, me and this and that. It's the polarities of the mind. In our society, even especially over the past couple of years, things have become so polar. People have completely different opinions about things. And there's just all these fights going on. That's representing the polarities of the mind. This is good and this is bad. And so thus begins fights and wars. Hunger, poverty, despair, sadness, all the, what we would call sufferings of the world come from the creation of the mind, which, at least in the Vedic tradition or Indian tradition, is the Maya, or the illusion. But only the sage can call it that. Because the sage has broken through the illusion and knows the oneness as himself or herself. Therefore, there's no suffering anymore. That sage is still, calm, peaceful. Nothing can shake him or her. That was the state of the Buddha. That's why when the Buddha achieved nirvana, the devata, all the gods sort of showered flowers down upon the earth. And happiness, because finally, a truly enlightened being born on the planet. It's like, when you die and are reborn, the idea of being reborn is when the egoic consciousness or the human consciousness dies. And then the divine consciousness is born. It's being born again. So this happened to the Buddha, and it's so exciting, because it's so rare that people pursue this path. You know why? We don't want to. Again, Arjuna closes his eyes and says, the light is too bright. I can't handle the truth. Please go back to being my normal friend. That's a symbol of us. We don't want to see the full glory of God. So we hide. And that's why oftentimes we don't work on it. We don't want to work on ourselves because we don't want to see our darkness. And interesting, it's built in to the human psyche, isn't it? Subconscious and unconscious mind. That's what that's for. So you can suppress everything, so you don't have to see all of your karmas, all of your issues. Stuff it down into the subconscious and unconscious mind so I can just function in the world and get by. And the true spiritual seeker says, let me go digging. Let me go digging. Let me find and see that darkness. And so then what do? We chant the mantra. These mantras that I chant with people, the energy goes down, not just into your normal conscious living mind, which everyone is aware of, but in your subconscious and unconscious, the energy goes down and starts to shake things up, push things to the surface. So that maybe tomorrow you feel all these things that are kind of like in opposition to your goal that you wanted. Let's say you wanted more peace in your life. Tomorrow you start feeling all agitated and anxious and worried. Like, what is all this coming? Why? It's your subconscious being pushed to the surface. You don't even know why you're anxious or worried. That's what happens. That is the purification process, which is what most people don't want to go through. So I say a true spiritual seeker is willing to go deep and see, what am I missing here? What do I need to see? Oh God, oh Lord, please show me what I need to see in my subconscious and unconscious mind so that I can purify, I can release it, I can finally sort of let it go or accept it, whatever it is that your process is. That's the process of purification. Then, bit by bit, more light can arise in the depths of your being. And then when you come to a gathering like this, like, wow, this is amazing. I can really feel the energy. See, a lot of people who come to gatherings, if they haven't done the purification, they go, oh, that was nice, that was peaceful. And I kind of joke about that. I said, I could go home and watch a TV program and eat popcorn and feel peaceful. I'm not talking about becoming more peaceful. I'm talking about realizing divinity, the ultimate being, the supreme being, that which is everything. Some people call it Krishna, some people call it Christ, some people call it Buddha, whatever your name is. I don't have an attachment to a particular representation of that. But this is, in one sense, what I'm saying is, it's pretty serious work. People think, oh, well, if I come to a spiritual gathering, it'll be like butterflies and rainbows. I can imagine you saying something like that. Oh, class, this is not just butterflies and rainbows. Right? It's really looking into self-reflection, into your darkness, and seeing how I can really clear that stuff out. The stuff that other people don't want to look at, you're ready to dive into and see once and for all. And once you start shining the light into those places, it starts to go, because you see it. You see it for what it is. Subconscious, unconscious, usually you don't see it. You don't know what it is, so you don't even know where to look. And so we get trapped in that kind of mind, not only for one lifetime, but for lifetime after lifetime after lifetime, stuck in what you call an egoic structure that holds on to its identity and doesn't want to let go of the person or the personality. That's why we have so many lifetimes. Because we still have identities that I'm president of this organization, I'm a father, I'm a mother, I'm a son, I'm a daughter, I'm this, I'm that. That's where pride comes from, right? I want to make sure I hold on to my identity so people see me a certain way. And so I feel like I'm the best, or whatever it is that we like to feel. So, to me, it's a fascinating exploration of the depths of my being, where I don't want to leave one stone unturned. I want to be able to see to the very bottom of the stream, like a crystal clear stream, when all the sediment just settles down and I can see down, and I'm like, oh wow, look at that. There's some beautiful gold and silver pieces below. I've never seen those. Finally, the light. I just use gold and silver as an example, but I see the sparkling pieces at the bottom of the stream. It's so beautiful. And then I start to feel those parts, the joy, the love, the peace, that start to arise spontaneously. And then all my relationships change, my interactions change, my career changes, my work changes. Everything starts to resonate with those sparkling pieces of love and joy and bliss. And you know why there's so much power in that? Because when there is a crisis in the world, you can help. You're not panicking and climbing underneath a chair. You can help. You're not cowering. You're not dealing with your own issues. When you're not dealing with your own issues, you can actually help other people. If you're in an anxiety and panic and fear, how can you help anyone? Do you see what I mean? those are the things that hold us back from doing service. It's not that we don't want to do service. It's that those, what I call the blocks inside, those are what are ruling us. I'm telling you, the core of the human heart really wants to love and wants to serve every moment of its life. Enjoy. That is a true human being. It's said that you reach human being consciousness when your energy rises to the heart. Before that, you're an animal. An animal, what I mean is animal. I'm not saying you're an animal like some porcupine or something. But I mean like animal consciousness. Animal is a person. Animal is a being that seeks after just a few things. It seeks after food and sex, and it is ruled by fear. Those are the three things that dominate an animal. Question is, are we different than an animal? Most human beings are striving to get out of animal consciousness into human consciousness. That is the heart. That's the heart that spontaneously wants to outreach to people and help. One becomes a humanitarian, a true humanitarian. And as I said, so much joy in that. Life becomes so joyful that you don't care how many lifetimes you have. You're just rolling down the river. Isn't that a song too? Rolling down the river, whatever it is. Rolling down the river, enjoy. You can't wait for your next life. Even if you were sent down to hell, be like, what? How can I help? There's a story about that. In also the story of Krishna, there's one of the people who were devoted to Krishna. His name was Yudhishthira. Yudhishthira was the name of the king, and an incarnation of Dharma, one who follows the spiritual cause, who's true to the spiritual cause. And one time, towards the end of the story, the Krishna story, this Yudhishthira ends up going down to hell for some reason. And, he's there, and when he's in hell, his light, his energy is so big that it helps all these people who are suffering down below. And they just want to be around him and connect with his energy. So I'm telling you, even if you go down to hell, so be it. Serve. Bring the light wherever you go, because there's a reason why you go there. Some great light beings have gone down to hell to visit, to assist. Some have said, I don't want to leave because these people are asking for my help. I can't leave without helping people who are in need. What can I do? Right? That's the Bodhisattva. They don't care what conditions they're born in, as long as they can help the beings and provide. Because they're untouched by the fear. It's very powerful, isn't it? The true Bodhisattva. The Bodhisattva doesn't strive for his own comforts or her own comforts, but simply to provide comfort to others. Because the Bodhisattva has gone beyond comfort. Think about all the people in the world who are striving after just to have a more comfortable life. Saints don't seek out comfort for themselves. They're striving their whole life to bring love, peace, justice, equality, all the beautiful virtues. Some of them knowing full well that they will be assassinated. My guess is Gandhi and Martin Luther King knew they were going to be assassinated, but that didn't matter. Christ knew he was going to be killed also. That's not what they're looking for. Whether the body comes or goes, it's fine. The point is what am I using this body for? did I live my life, or did I try to preserve my body long enough so I could get enough comforts and eke them out of life, so that by the end I could say, yes, I got enough comfort. So I did mention the mantra, which is a lot easier than the Ganesh mantra, the Soham, which is I am that. I am that. So that's a good one to remember if you can. Ganesh one, if you want to start a new project or you have a new goal, you use the Ganesh mantra for that. Before you start any endeavor, you can use that. Now the Soham, I am that, is to activate this energy center, which is spiritual consciousness. The realization I am that, and there is nothing but me. When the Kundalini or your energy rises, Kundalini could be like your identity, what you identify with. If your Kundalini is stuck at the very root, at the very bottom of the spine, you just believe you're a human body. Extremely limited, right? There's a lot of suffering if one believes in that. When your consciousness rises, or the Kundalini rises to the third eye, then you know yourself to be spirit, then that suffering goes. You don't identify with this, but with the earth body. So some yogis will chant this mantra millions of times, their whole life. That's all they'll chant. Soham, 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 Soham. Continuing to purify themselves. And that will be their main practice wherever they go. Even if they stop chanting, in their mind, it's still going by itself, purifying. And so we can chant it together like this. So hum hum sa, so hum sa, so hum sa, so hum. By the way, hamsa means swan. Swan is a representation of the soul. So then you can sing with me. So hum hum sa, so hum hum sa, so hum hum sa, so hum, so hum hum sa, so hum hum sa, so hum hum sa, so hum. So hum hum sa, so hum hum sa, so hum hum sa, so hum, so hum hum sa, so hum hum sa, so hum hum sa, so hum. So Just imagine that candle flame in your third eye, between your eyebrows. The light of life lit up in your third eye. Illuminating your spirit. Then we take in a deep breath in through the nose. And then state to ourselves, breathing out, I am love. Again, deep breath in. I am peace. Deep breath in. I am joy. I am bliss. so it happened that Christ spoke to the Pharisees, saying, before Abraham was, I am. Pointing to the one Christ, the one divinity, the one supreme being. And thus the Christ can never die and never be born. I am that. Soham. So we conclude with the final prayers. In honor of the Satguru, the divine being, which is everywhere, including in your own heart. wholeness comes the whole. When we take away the whole from the whole still remains whole. Placing our hands in prayer position in front of our heart, we chant together the mantra Om Shanti Shanti Shanti, sending a wave of peace to all beings in this world. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Be unto all.